This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. My name is Eric. I'll be your host today. Today, I'm joined by Benchwarmers Scott and Josh. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good, Eric. I'm excited for your game here. I know you always host a good one.
Listen, the last time I got a lot of feedback from you guys about it being too hard, so I brought it down. I brought it down a little bit.
Yeah, but then Doherty went and everything was forgiven. So
well, all right. So maybe I shouldn't have. All right, we'll see. All right. So joining us today, we got two guests. Teaming up with Josh, we have Jeremy. Jeremy, how you doing? Tell us a little bit about yourself today.
You got it. It's good to be here. I always like doing a little trivia, especially when it's sports trivia. Of course, baseball is my forte, which I hear, Eric, is not exactly your number one sport, but that's okay. I run a little trivia company called Brain Bash Trivia in Chicago, Illinois. And despite being in Chicago, I am a diehard St. Louis Cardinals fan. So go Redbirds whenever we get baseball back.
All right. And I hear actually from Dan that you're an avid Geek Bowl participant.
Yeah, I have been to the last 6 or 7 Geek Bowls. I've been on a team that has been fortunate enough to win it twice and been on the stage about 5 times. That is really no thanks to me. I mean, I am the sports guy on the team, I would say, but there's not a lot of sports at Geek Bowl. So,
Yeah, I've been to the last 3.
Yeah.
I'm the sports guy on our team, and it doesn't.
Yeah. There's one question every year, right?
Yeah, right. I hang my head on that one question every year, so I mean, I just know I got what I was supposed to do. All right, thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
All right, and then teaming up with Scott today, we have Mike. Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Michael. I'm from everywhere. I was born in New York, but don't like any New York teams. So, sorry, guys. Raised in Alabama, Roll Tide all day. And then, all those pro teams they have there. So I stole from Atlanta, Falcons and Braves. And then around 16, moved to California, San Diego area, became a Lakers fan, Galaxy fan, LA Kings, not Sacramento Kings. And now I'm residing in Iowa. It's a crazy ride, but yeah, it's now I got to deal with Hawkeye fans all the time and those dang Vikings.
How'd you lose that bet? I mean, you just throw a dart on a map and say, Iowa.
No, I knew some people out here, and I was trying to get out of Southern California with a wife and 3 kids. It's a little bit cheaper in Iowa than San Diego.
Just a little.
Where in Iowa are you?
Spirit Lake. I'm 10 minutes away from Minnesota.
All right, Michael, thanks for joining. Josh and Jeremy, what team name did you guys go with today?
We went with Big Papi Soriano.
Thank you. And Michael and Scott, try to top that, please.
I don't know if we can top it, but we are David Justice for America.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to the bench. Now on to the rules. We'll be starting off with our tailgate round to warm up both the teams. This will be followed by 4 quarters of play, each with a different trivia style. The styles of the quarters, 1 through 3, will change from show to show, and I'll explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we're going to have a halftime show with entertainment questions pertaining to sports, and the 4th quarter, we'll be wagering your points from accumulated throughout today to see who's today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true bench warmers they are. Let's start with the tailgate. All right, this is going to be 3 questions worth 10 points apiece. I'm going to give you a player and the name that they went by. All right, all you guys got to tell me is their real name. Just their first name is all I'm looking for, okay? Question 1, Penny Hardaway.
All right,
can check in.
Josh, I mean, I don't know if we need to chat about that or not.
No, we don't need to. And of course, autocorrect really helped me out there.
Yeah, I got the exact same autocorrect. I was wondering what the hell you were sending me. And then I typed the same thing in and get the same autocorrect. That's great.
I think we're on the same wavelength, so we can check in.
All right, we got both teams checked in.
Yep.
All right, David Justice, what'd you guys go with?
his first name is Anthony.
Okay, and Big Papi?
You got it, man. Anthony.
It's not anger weed like our autocorrect, no?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we both typed it in, and it corrected to anger weed.
All right, both teams getting points here. The correct answer is Anthony. He actually got the name Penny from his grandmother, who had a very thick accent. It would call him Pretty, but it sounded like Penny. And long story short, it stuck for a very long time.
He was very pretty.
I'll have to agree. All right, question 2, Bo Jackson.
So we're ready to check in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in. David Justice, let's hear you back into it.
I don't know this one off the top of my head, Mike.
Yeah, I can't come up with it either.
Like I know it. It's one of those things that's like on the tip of my tongue. Like as soon as I hear it, I'm gonna remember it.
Yeah, I've heard he's a decent player. I just can't remember his name.
He knows baseball. Let's just come up with a name that maybe fits. Maybe you want to say like Clarence?
Clarence Bo Jackson? Sure.
All right, we'll check in with Clarence.
All right, David Justice checked in with Clarence. Big Poppy, what'd you guys go with?
Well, there is an N and a C in it consecutively. Vincent Edward Jackson, a.k.a. Bo Jackson.
Okay, one team getting points here. Correct answer is Vincent. He actually got the nickname Bo because he played with a lot of energy like a boar, and they shortened it down to Bo. On to question 3, Doc Rivers.
Crap, Mike. This is just a tailgate.
We're gonna check in with that.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in. David Justice, what do you got?
I like what you just put in the chat. You want to go ahead and check in with one of those?
No, we're gonna go with Austin starts with A, so let's just go Allen Rivers.
All right, and Big Poppy, what'd you guys come up with?
So I think his first name is Glenn. His middle name might be Austin, or his middle name I think starts with an A too.
All right, Big Poppy checking in with Glenn Rivers. One team getting points here again. It's Glenn Rivers. Actually wore a Dr. J jersey to a basketball camp. Actually, I'm sorry. It was when he went to Marquette, and assistant coach Rick Majerus dubbed him Doc because of the shirt he was wearing.
That's funny. He ended up playing with Doc on the Sixers.
Okay, after the tailgate, we got one team with 30 points and one team with 10 points, and that would be Big Poppy with 30, David Justice with 10. That brings us to the first quarter. Today's first quarter game is going to be the Dean's List. All right, the Dean's List is around. There will be 3 top 10 questions. Teams are going to go back and forth guessing the items on the list. If a team guesses incorrectly at any point in the list, the other team can attempt to finish the list out. Each team will be allowed 1 mulligan to be used after an incorrect guess. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Question 1. According to Forbes in 2019, every NFL, Major League Baseball, and NBA franchise was valued over $1 billion. What I'm looking for is the top 10 most valuable franchises in the world, not just those 3 leagues, as of 2019. And just a little hint, 2 are tied for 10th. So if you get one of the 2 that are tied for 10th, that wipes out number 10. So I'm only looking for one of the 2. We're going to start with the team trailing here. David Justice, you guys are up first.
We're going to start with Manchester United.
Manchester United is correct. They are 6th on the list, coming in at $3.81 billion. One of only 2 teams on the list that is down from the previous year.
So we're going to say Real Madrid.
Real Madrid is correct. They are at number 3 at $4.24 billion, and that is up 4% from last year. David Justice, you guys are up.
So we'll go with the New York Yankees.
New York Yankees are correct. They are number 2, coming in at $4.6 billion. Big Poppy, you're up.
We are going to go with America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
That is correct. They are America's team, and they are number 1 on the list, as they should be. The Dallas Cowboys came in at $5 billion, and that is up 4% from last year. David Justice, you guys are up.
We're going to go with New York Knicks.
The New York Knicks, don't know how, but that is correct. They are coming in at $4 billion at number 5.
Because it's New York, man.
And somehow they're up 11%. Whatever they're drinking out there.
We're going to go to the other side of the country, and we're going to go with the Lakers.
Los Angeles Lakers is correct, coming in at number 8 with a solid $3.7 billion.
We're going to say Chelsea.
Is that your sister? I don't know. Unfortunately, Chelsea is incorrect. Did you guys want to use a mulligan?
I don't think we should, Mike. I don't think we feel too comfortable with many others, so we'll pass.
All right, David Justice is passing. Big Poppy, you have a chance to run the list here.
All right, Josh, let's talk about this. So here's the thing. I think FC Barcelona is 100% going to be on this list. So I think soccer teams are so ridiculously valued. I think also winning championships shoots your value up. So I think the Warriors and the Patriots are very likely to be on the list. But FC Barcelona is the one of the ones I said that I feel like the most confident in.
Let's go with it.
All right, FC Barcelona.
Barcelona is correct at number 4, $4.02 billion. They, however, are down 1% from last year.
We still have 7, 9, and either of the 10s.
Okay. I would say Patriots are probably better than the Warriors, but I like both of them a lot. But I think one could very easily be like 11th or 12th. But I think at least one of them is going to be on there.
I would lean Patriots. I mean, just with how successful they've been.
Yeah, I mean, they've got, too many rings.
Yes.
Let's go with the Patriots.
Coming in at number 7, the New England Patriots at $3.8 billion. So you have 9 in either of the 10s.
Okay. The only one I feel real good about that's left, then we're going to have to talk about. I mean, I don't know. The Warriors might be wrong. You know, when you win 3 titles over the last 5 years, they have a new stadium. They have Steph Curry. They're in the Bay Area, which is a big market. I mean, they check a lot of boxes for what's going to make you a highly valued team. So,
yeah, because we're down to the bottom of the list there. I'd be fine with giving it a go and
all right,
seeing if
Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors is correct. Number 9, $3.5 billion, up 13%.
Right. So now we have 2 teams that are tied for 10th. We can name either one. All right, so my logic here is you got to go major market. So like you had suggested the Clippers and the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I think, might actually be – although, you know what? I shouldn't forget about where I live in Chicago, and the Cubs, the value of the Cubs, I mean, I don't know where they're at these days, but they got to be high up there, so that's worth considering. I don't think there's another soccer – like, I don't think Man City would be there. I don't think Liverpool would be there. I mean, if Chelsea's not there, Arsenal or AC Milan, the other potential soccer teams, but I don't think any hockey team is going to be there. It would be like the Rangers or maybe the Canadiens. Actually, the Montreal Canadiens, the last time I looked at one of these lists, were obscenely high, given that the NHL teams don't have nearly the value. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Hey, Eric, real quick, how much were the Warriors valued at?
Warriors value was $3.5 billion.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So it's not. We're not only looking for just over $1 billion. We're looking at ones that are close to
like $3 billion. Yeah. Okay. Here's my top 4 selections: New York Football Giants, the Montreal Canadiens, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Chicago Cubs. Those are the 4 teams that I think one of them is probably going to be right, and maybe 2 of them are, I don't know. And I would lean towards one of the baseball teams. I'd lean towards the Dodgers or the Cubs.
Dodgers was one of the ones that popped in my head. So
and I mean, when Magic Johnson, they bought him over, and they got that new TV contract, and I mean, they're in LA. Yeah, let's go with Dodgers. All right, we're going to go with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
All right, so let me start off with the team that wasn't said. You guys did say it, but you didn't pick it. The New York Giants came in at 10. And the other team at 10 is the LA Dodgers.
Yes!
Hey.
All right.
$3.3 billion. Dodgers are up 10% from last year. Giants have stayed the same. All right, so after question 1, we had one team getting 70 points and the other team getting 30 points. And that would be Big Papi with 70, David Justice, 30. On to question 2, and I apologize in advance for this. I felt pressured by myself not to do too many football, hockey, and basketball questions. The most exciting 2 minutes in sports, fellas. The Run for the Roses.
God.
There has been 145 horses to win the Kentucky Derby. I'm not asking for all 145. I want the last 10. Big Papi, we're starting with you.
We're going to go with Justify.
You guys are checking in
with Justify.
All right. Justified is correct. 2018. David Justice.
I only knew one of them was Justified, so
I'm gonna know like 7 of them when whoever says it.
I don't know, Mike. I don't follow horse racing. We have a major track here in Saratoga, and I don't care about it. I don't go. Everything's overpriced.
Yeah, sometimes I even question what a horse looks like sometimes. So well,
it's got the 4 legs. It's got hooves. There's like a mane.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm trying to even think of something that sounds like it would be a horse. Like I know some of the older ones, but
I'm just trying to think of like stupid names when come together make a horse name. That's typically how it goes. You know what? Actually, let's guess He Hate Me.
I love it. I love it.
Are you guys checking in with He Hate Me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So He Hate Me actually won in 2009. No, I'm kidding. It's not a horse. So no, that is incorrect. And you're not using your mulligan. Was that what you said? Yeah.
That's what I said.
All right.
Positive.
I'll put that down. All right, Big Papi, run the list.
Well, we're definitely going.
We're not going to run the list.
Well, before we get to more discussion, we're going to go American Pharoah.
American Pharoah is correct, along with Justified that you just previously guessed. 2 Triple Crown winners.
I'm almost certain on the one I first sent you. The
Okay.
Country
Yeah,
House.
Go for it. It sounds familiar.
I think they're the one who got the win after the disqualification of the horse that finished first.
Yeah, I remember that. Now, that was like last year, wasn't it?
It was last year, yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to go Country House.
With a name like Country House, you would think it was a restaurant, but no, they were the 2019 Kentucky Derby winner. That is correct.
Now it's trying to find the ones that fit within the last 10 years.
Yeah, like I know Smarty Jones is one. I know Funny Side is one. I want to say it was Big Brown that won, but I don't know if any of those were in the last 10 years. Like, I don't pay enough attention to the Kentucky Derby other than trying to sometimes look at the list of winners.
We're going back to 10.
I remember a horse wasn't too long ago, so I think it's within the last 10 years, and the name was always something. And then I think there was one that was California something too.
California Chrome?
That sounds familiar.
I just don't know if it's in the last 10 years, but it could be. And that's the whole question on these. It's like Big Brown, Funny Side, were they in the last 10?
Yeah, Funny Side and Big Brown. The reason those stand out was there was one that had a really weird name that was like started with an N, but I also don't remember the name. California Chrome. Of everything we've said, California Chrome is the one that has the most resonance with me.
All right, well, let's go with California Chrome.
All right, California Chrome, the 2014 Kentucky Derby winner. Correct.
Nice. All right.
So now, between Funny Side, Big Brown, Smarty Jones, I know they all won. I have no idea the years in which they won.
Oh, and I'm trying to think of that
they
horse.
Could easily have been more than 10 years ago. But yeah, there was the horse that died, and I think that was within the last 10 years. And I don't remember what
it was. It's just a one-word name. B, I think. Yeah, let's go with some of these other ones, and if they're fitting in the last 10 years, great. And we can keep trying to think of.
All right, fair enough.
Let's go Big Brown.
Big Brown, unfortunately, is incorrect. I'm not sure what year they won, but it was outside the last 10 years.
Darn it. All right, we're not mulliganing this.
No mulligans. All right, nobody's mulliganing
Yeah.
on the horse racing question. Well, I apologize. Like I said, Jeremy, you were on almost all of them. Just if you could remember a little bit more, was Always Dreaming.
Yeah.
In 2017. I believe the one you said with the weird name is Nyquist, which was 2016, which is named after a hockey player.
Okay.
The short name is Orb.
Oh God, I wasn't gonna come up with it either.
And that was 2013. 2012 was I'll Have Another. 2011.
Was that the one that was a real big long shot? One of them was like a 60-1, I think, that won.
I think that may have been.
And I think it might have been that one because I think I almost bet on that one because I like the name and I was really mad that I didn't.
And then we have 2011 Animal Kingdom.
I have no recollection of that horse whatsoever.
And 2010 Super Saver.
No, because all the ones we came up with were farther out. And does anyone remember the horse we're talking about?
8 Bells.
No.
What was it?
Well, 8 Bells is the one that didn't win. They finished second and got put down on the track.
Yeah.
Who was the one that...
Oh, that won and died?
That won.
Yeah, I thought there was
one. They ran the Preakness and got a injury at the Preakness, I think, and had to get put down.
Oh, Barbaro.
That's it, Barbaro.
Yeah.
Yep. Farther back again.
Must have been farther back, yeah.
All right, on to question 3. Out of the 54 Super Bowls, 30 quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl MVP. Tom Brady leads the way with 4. What I want from you is to give me the last 10 non-quarterbacks to win the Super Bowl MVP.
Like, I'm going to type one in there and 99% sure he's one of the last 10. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
We're going to go with Malcolm Smith.
David Justice checking in with Malcolm Smith, who was the 2014 Super Bowl MVP with the Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl 48.
Von Miller, one for the Broncos, I believe.
Von Miller, 2016 Super Bowl 50 MVP for the Denver Broncos. Mr. Justice.
Mike, I feel great on all of them. I mean, I know they're all Super Bowl MVPs. It's just a matter of, are they the last 10? But I think they all are because quarterbacks have pretty much been dominating the award. So it's going to go back.
Yeah, we're probably going to have to go back to the 50s to name like number 9s and 10s for this. So
considering the Super Bowl doesn't go back that far,
I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. Let's go with Deion Branch.
Super Bowl 39, New England Patriots Super Bowl MVP. Deion Branch is correct.
Who was the Patriots wide receiver who won it recently? God.
Is it
Amadalu or what's his name?
Amendola?
Amendola. He's the guy that won it, right? I mean, we have our mulligan, but I'm
That is true.
almost positive that the last Patriot, I don't know if it was the last Patriots Super Bowl or the one before that, but I'm almost positive he won one. I know it was a Patriots receiver besides Deion Branch. I mean, I know of another one for sure, but now that we've said it, if it's right, I'd rather get it off the board and not let them say it.
I'm just trying to remember if he was the white receiver that got it or if it's another one.
Well, who are their other big wide receivers of late? It's not Wes Welker. He was already gone by then. It wasn't Gronk.
Oh, I know we're giving more information out there.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm just trying to think
they're
of.
not right.
No, I'm just.
But yeah. I think it's him. Is there another receiver on? That's the thing is I actually haven't watched the Super Bowl in like 5 years, but I still keep on top of like who won these things. I mean, I have another one that I know is right.
Go with the other one you know is right.
Santonio Holmes, Steelers.
Santonio Holmes is correct. Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl 43 MVP. David Justice, you're up.
That was our next one. So let's reconfigure this. All the ones that I've typed in I know are correct. It's just a matter of are they in the last 10.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and probably yes.
I also think that they all are, especially the last one that I typed. I'll type it again because I remember.
Oh yeah, I was trying to remember if he actually did or not, but you're
fairly certain he did.
It doesn't surprise me. So let's.
And we have a mulligan, so
yes,
we're also gonna take a Steelers receiver and say Hines Ward.
Hines Ward is correct. Super Bowl 40 MVP in 2006.
Dexter Jackson with the Bucks.
Super Bowl 37 MVP. Dexter Jackson is correct. David Justice.
Yeah, that was our next one. So once again, we got to reconfigure here.
So we're gonna go with Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis is correct. Super Bowl 32 MVP for the Denver Broncos.
That's it, 100%, Josh.
Yes, it just took me a while to get there.
Yes. All right, go for it. You say it. You came up with it. I wasn't going to come up with his name.
I just was cranking through. I'm like, fantasy football. Thinking.
Yeah.
It wasn't
that's
Danny. It wasn't Amendola. It was Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman is correct. The most recent on the list, Super Bowl 53. We are down to 2.
Mike, this is starting to dwindle down for me. I have a couple years I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I'm thinking that one team you were asking about.
Yeah, I can't remember who won it
for
them, but I don't think it was the quarterback. In fact, I'm almost positive it wasn't, but I can't remember.
I would be more than confident it's not the quarterback.
Yeah, but I don't remember who.
But there could be multiple options. That's the issue.
The thing, Mike, is we know Terrell Davis. We got him, so that
Yeah, so we could work.
So we know we can go back. To what? That's like 97,
98, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be a few before, in which we had Favre, so we know that's out. And if we're going back more, we have like the Cowboys, the Niners into like the mid 90s.
I feel like if we were to make an educated guess, I would go there.
Okay, we want to do that, and then we'll mulligan, and we'll be right back in the same spot.
Yeah, that's true. You got a mulligan. You get 2 shots at this.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
Okay, so we'll go Ray Lewis.
Well, that's right.
So like Jeremy said, Ray Lewis, correct. Super Bowl 35 MVP.
Wait, I think the last one is the 10th guy on the list, the farthest back we're going. You said Brett Favre, but Brett Favre didn't win the MVP of that Super Bowl. The MVP of that Super Bowl was the only special teamer to win the MVP.
I said it to Mike. I put it in our chat, but I couldn't remember if it went too far back.
A Heisman Trophy winner and a
from Michigan
MVP. Yeah, from Michigan, Desmond Howard is, and I'm almost positive, unless there's somebody in the last couple of years we forgot about, that he is the most recent guy that we haven't said.
All right, checking in with Desmond Howard, and that is the last one on the list. Desmond Howard of the Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl 31 MVP.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I didn't think he'd be – I had that name early on, but I didn't think he'd fall into the 10. But I was confused. I was stuck on the Titans, and I was like, did McNair win it?
No. Well, they lost the Super Bowl. He might have won it if they won. Kurt Warner won the MVP that year.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew Warner.
Yeah.
Well, other than my horse racing list, you guys swept the other 2. All right. At the end of the first quarter, we have David Justice of America with 90 points. And I'm not saying this whole thing, but Big Poppy's with 190. All right, that brings us to the second quarter. Missing link. This round will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in via Zoom chat with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points and lock the other team out of the theme points. If team has not checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, the remaining teams who have not made a theme guess can earn 50 points with a correct answer to the theme. In March of 2016, after a 17-year career, this quarterback announced his retirement from professional football and stated that he would join his brother and become an analyst on ESPN, replacing Mike Ditka on Sunday NFL Countdown. He signed a 1-day contract with the NFC team that he spent 10 seasons with to officially retire as part of their organization.
All right, we're going to lock in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in. David Justice.
Mike, I think you got it there, so go ahead and check in with that.
All right. So we are going to go with Matt Hasselbeck.
All right, and Big Poppy?
Yeah, we said the same thing. He's got a brother, Tim. He spent at least 10 years with the Seahawks and had a long career. So,
all right, both teams checking in with Matt Hasselbeck, and the correct answer is Matt Hasselbeck. Question 2. This player was part of a sign-and-trade deal with the Orlando Magic. The Magic hoped to pair him up with newly signed Tracy McGrady. However, injuries only allowed him to play 47 games in the first 3 seasons with the Magic and caused him to miss the entire 2003-2004 season.
Oh, I know this one.
We can check in.
I know. Okay.
We can talk it out if they're checked in.
All right, yeah. Oh, that's right. They're checked in. All right, good. So at first I was going to say Steve Francis, but I can't remember that. They traded Tracy McGrady to get Steve Francis later on. I think it's got to be Grant Hill, because Grant Hill, when he was a free agent, the Bulls were trying to woo him big time, and then he ended up signing with Orlando, and he got hurt, and they thought they were going to have a great team, and they never did. And so I think it has to be Grant Hill.
I'm cool with that.
All right. We're gonna check in with Grant Hill.
All right, they're checked in with Grant Hill. David Justice.
It's 1,000% Grant Hill.
All right, checking in also with Grant Hill. The correct answer is Grant Hill. Question 3. What NHL player was born in Canada but played for the United States national team? Winner of 2 Stanley Cups, scoring a controversial cup-clinching goal in 1999.
We're checked in, and I think, do you want to send the
Yeah, should we go with that for
send it. Yeah, send it.
I think I know this one, Mike.
Poppy's checked in.
Go for it. I'm clueless.
We'll go ahead. We're going to check in with Pavel Bure.
All right, David Justice is checked in with Pavel Bure. Big Poppy, what'd you get?
Go ahead, Josh.
All right. Well, I think we had a debate about this player in the last one I wrote, where Eric was trying to say, but actually, I do believe it is Brett Hull.
The correct answer is Brett Hull. He was born in Canada, but because his mother was American, he was able to play for the United States national team. All right, question 4. What first baseman who played for the Brewers, Tigers, and Rangers was awarded the 2015 AL Comeback Player of the Year, but sadly was unable to continue playing his playing career after undergoing his second neck surgery in 2016?
You should be able to check in on this, Mike.
Okay,
I know this one. We're checked in.
All right, David Justice is checked in.
The answer is Prince Fielder.
You guys checking in with Prince Fielder?
Yeah.
And David Justice, what'd you guys have?
Same answer, Prince Fielder.
All right, the correct answer is Prince Fielder. Okay, this is an anomaly, just so you know, but these are 2 baseball questions in a row, and this will never happen again.
Yeah, you should have 5 in a row. That'd be much better.
All right, this player made his major league debut in 1989. Over his career, he signed a lucrative deal with Nintendo and Nike. He is tied with Don Mattingly and Dale Long for most consecutive games with a home run with 8, finishing his career with 630 home runs.
Yeah, we're checking in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in.
Mike, I think this is Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. Yep.
The 630 is pretty much a dead giveaway, so
Yep.
We're going to check in with Ken Griffey Jr.
All right, Big Poppy.
It is, in fact, Ken Griffey Jr., and now I know what the theme is.
The correct answer is Ken Griffey Jr. So we had both teams check in with a theme guess after the 3rd question, and both teams were incorrect.
Just so you guys know, we checked in before you guys did with the theme.
You did.
You check in
And still got it wrong.
I'm guessing the same theme, maybe?
Well, I guess we'll let Eric tell us.
So David Justice checked in with athletes with famous spouses, but that was not correct. Big Poppy checked in with a very obvious last name starting with H, which they found out after question 4, which was not correct.
Yeah, when I heard that question, I'm like, wait a minute. We're totally wrong on the team.
I noticed that, and I was like, that's too easy.
But you know what all 5 of them do have is their fathers also played professional ball.
That's what I thought it was going to be. Yeah,
that's correct. So question 1 not only had Mike Ditka in it, but Don Hasselbeck was also a tight end. I just want to point that out. I did not realize that till reading my notes here. But Don Hasselbeck, tight end for the Patriots, Raiders, and Vikings. Oh, actually, and the Giants as well. Won Super Bowl with the Raiders. And then we have Grant Hill's father, Calvin Hill, was the first ever Dallas Cowboys running back to rush for 1,000 yards. Bobby Hull, one of the greatest players in the NHL of all time. Prince Fielder's father, Cecil. Everyone should know him. And Ken Griffey Sr. Okay, after the second quarter, we have a score of David Justice of America with 170, and Big Poppy continues to pull away with 290. All right, that brings us to the halftime show. 5 questions that pertain to sports, each question worth 20 points. Question 1, Hootie and the Blowfish had several hits in the 90s. The music video for Only Want to Be With You had cameos from athletes. There are also 5 ESPN personalities to appear in this video, one being Chris Berman. Name 3 of the other 4 ESPN anchors.
We're going to check in.
Big Poppy's checked in.
1995, 95, 96 is when that song came out. Chris Berman is an obvious choice. I think we're on the right track. Probably Stuart Scott.
I think it's like a crime if you don't have them, but
yeah.
You know.
For some reason, I feel like Dan Patrick. He always has like his finger on the pulse of entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
He kind of seems like someone that might have jumped in there at that time. And then the third one, I'm just trying to think of the more like prominent anchors at that time who would maybe cross over and do something like that. Like I don't think Bob Lee would do it. He just doesn't really seem like a music video type guy. I don't know, for the sake of the music video, if they wanted to get a woman in there, maybe it's Linda Cohn.
Unless she's the only one they want to be with. Well, I don't know.
I haven't seen the music video in probably 25 years. So, when it came out. I don't know. Yeah. I feel pretty good with, we both think we feel good with Stuart Scott and Dan Patrick.
For sure.
So let's throw out, I guess, trying to, think of some more anchors around the time. Who was covering, the NBA around the time or baseball around the time?
Man.
Actually, it makes more sense who was covering football since they mentioned the Dolphins in the song. Maybe they were all more football-type personalities. Maybe like Rich Eisen.
Yeah. That's solid. I would be upset with that. I would be upset with Rich Eisen.
If you want to take a few more minutes to think on it, that's fine. If not, I'm fine checking in with that.
I'm just trying to reach back, and I'm just...
Oh, no, that's fine. We have a bench warmer whose specialty is talking until he gets the right answers out of his ASS. So if you want to employ that strategy, it works. That's fine.
Right. Yeah, Berman and Scott obviously are just the two that pop out from that time, and even Dan Patrick felt like second tier at that point, but
yeah, he's just always kind of, it kind of has that crossover type of appeal.
Sure. Yeah.
You wouldn't think they'd want to put unrecognizable faces in there. That wouldn't really make sense. So at least he was kind of a household name.
Right. Yeah, that's where maybe Rich Eisen at that time. I just don't know how.
I don't think he was. Yeah, I don't remember him being much of a household name. I'm just trying to think of people that were covering football. What about like Greg Gumbel, John Madden, Al Michaels? I don't.
Al Michaels is a decent thought. I'm trying to imagine Al Michaels or Gumbel in a music video.
I know I can't see it either. And I was thinking like Bob Costas, but I don't know if I really see him doing something like that either.
Yeah,
looks like you guys are backing away from it, actually, not towards it.
Yeah. It's the anti-Matt.
Yeah.
Right.
We could go with Scott Van Pelt. Him and Stuart Scott did a lot together. They were kind of co-anchors there for a while together. So maybe if they had Stuart, they might have brought in SVP. He wasn't as big a name then as he is now, but
right. If it was 10 years ago, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
I'll defer to you. You pick the third one. Go for it.
All right. Yeah. We'll check in with Stuart Scott, Dan Patrick, Scott Van Pelt.
David Justice is checked in with Stuart Scott, Dan Patrick, and Scott Van Pelt. Big Poppy, what'd you have?
All right. Well, obviously you had to go with the guy that is as cool as the other side of the pillow. That is Mr. Stuart Scott, greatest ESPN personality of all time, in my opinion. And Josh came up with our other two answers, and I liked them both. I had one other thought. I didn't even mention it, though, because I liked his answers. So go ahead, Josh.
I went with the the co-anchors of Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann.
All right, so you checked in with Stuart Scott, Dan Patrick, and Keith Olbermann, correct?
Yep. My other thought, by the way, was going to be Craig Kilburn, but I don't even know if he was still doing ESPN then or not. But he was the other big guy with Olbermann and Patrick back in the early 90s.
All right, so unfortunately, no teams getting points.
Oh.
The correct answers were Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann, Mike Tirico,
No Stuart Scott.
and Charles Steiner.
Wow.
So it was a crime. Got it.
Wow.
Interesting.
Dan Marino and
Yeah.
Alonzo Mourning also made an appearance, but
Right.
Muggsy Bogues, I believe. There's a bunch of guys. Question 2. The song Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis is the goal song for what NHL team? Some say this is one of the more annoying goal songs, and as a Colorado Avalanche fan, I would have to agree.
We're checked in.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh.
No, you don't need to apologize. I'm right there with you.
All right, Big
Yeah.
Poppy's checked in.
Mike, it's safe to say of the two teams here, we're not the hockey team.
No, absolutely not. No.
I don't even know, like, you know, he said as an Avalanche fan, I agree. I don't even know who their freaking rivals are, so that doesn't help me at all.
No, same.
I'd always assume, like, I mean, one would think their rivals are like teams that are geographically near them.
I was kind of thinking that too, but who's geographically near the Avalanche?
Well, I was just thinking like West Coast type.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's like the Phoenix Coyotes. Do they even score goals to have a goal song, the Coyotes? So I don't even know if
Probably not. No. And if it's
you would think it's probably a pretty decent team, like
mhm,
you know, that scores a lot of goals to have a pretty recognizable like goal song.
right, exactly.
The Red Wings.
I don't want to get thrown off by the Colorado thing specifically, but yeah, you're right on that. So
I don't do you know anything about the Fratellis as a band?
No.
Yeah, I don't know much. I don't know much about the Fratellis either. Like, I don't know where they're from. That would probably maybe be a hint.
Yeah, I mean, we can just go with Red Wings, sure.
All right, we'll check in with the Detroit Red Wings. Not feeling good about it.
Right, David Justice checked in with the Detroit Red Wings and Big Poppy.
Well, so there's only one NHL team that I could tell you the goal song for, and it is Chicago Blackhawks.
The correct answer is the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, I just wanted to take time to write a question so I could state my hatred for them. Next question. Draft Day is a movie released in 2014 starring Kevin Costner. Costner plays Sonny Weaver Jr., the general manager for the Cleveland Browns. In the movie, Sonny trades up from pick number 7 with what team to acquire the first overall pick?
We're locked in. We're checked in. We're checking in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in. David Justice, talk it out.
So on the last episode, I mentioned that I haven't seen a Kevin Costner sports movie after like 1995. So I have not seen Draft Day. I have not seen For the Love of the Game.
Luckily, with them guessing a number, hopefully they don't know it either.
I think your logic it makes sense. Just think of a bad team that would have the number 1 pick.
Right.
But I don't know how accurate the movie. You know what I mean? I mean, in the movie, the Patriots could be bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
It could be a team that Costner hated or whoever directed it hated it, you know.
or
so.
just maybe it's right, or maybe it's just more of a well-known team to draw in fans. You know, like maybe it's the Cowboys or the Giants or
Cowboys.
something.
They're trying.
Yeah, like I just
America
don't know how.
would hate if it was the Cowboys. But, you know,
What about the Eagles? Most people hate the Eagles.
Maybe. I know living in San Diego, the Chargers are pretty bad for the most part.
I mean, yeah.
Even when they're good, they're bad. So
Yeah, they always find a way to screw it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, let's go with the
pick
Chargers.
a random number. Let's just fine. Yeah,
Go for
they're
it.
known to trade their top pick. So all
Yeah, go for it.
right, let's check in. Chargers.
All right, David Justice checked in with the Los Angeles Chargers or San Diego Chargers?
San
I
Diego.
guess when the movie came out, they might have been the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
All right, so we'll just say the Chargers. And Big Poppy, what'd you guys come up with?
So I was hoping you guys were going to say the Eagles. So when I said pick a number between 1 and 30, I should have said 1 and 32 because I forgot there are 32 teams in the NFL for a second. But when I have to think of like an NFL, I go through all the teams, right? And I always start with the NFC East. And I always start with the Giants, the Eagles, the Redskins, and the Cowboys. That's like just the way I knit. Okay. So the Eagles are my number 2 team when I'm doing that. So we said the Eagles. So I was hoping they were going to say the Eagles because then we would have both ended up on the same answer without having any clue how we got there.
No team's getting points.
Shocking.
The correct answer, the
Wait.
Seattle Seahawks.
I think you should have given us 10 guesses each, and I think we might still have not
I
gotten
I don't think Seahawks would have been in my 10.
No,
I don't
especially
think it would have been in my 10 either.
No.
the logic of like, oh, think of a bad team, and they're just not. I
Right.
didn't get it.
Yeah.
The movie's not good. I guess maybe is the
You
word
seem
I'm-
to be very fond of it, Eric. I don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
anything football related, I'll watch 100 times, even if it's a tire fire.
Okay.
I mean, it's so yeah. So Sonny traded the Browns' first round picks for 3 years in the movie to acquire the number 1 overall pick. And get this, head coach played by Dennis Leary was not happy.
I'm sure I'll rush out to watch that one soon.
All right, you have homework now, Bomback.
Listen, I watched Field of Dreams. All right, based on everybody's recommendation.
Little different, but
Oh.
Pulls at your heartstrings. So
Draft day? Pulls at your heartstrings?
yeah, like the Browns actually won the draft. That was weird. Question 3. What American drama series originally aired in November of 2003 depicting the lives of the Cougars, a professional football team in an unidentified city? Just I'll give you guys one hint. It's not on Hulu.
I was just going to say, Josh, if you want to, you could watch Pitch. It's on Hulu. It is a TV show about a sports team. More importantly, it's about the first female pitcher in Major League Baseball history. It's very groundbreaking.
Scott, do you work for Hulu?
No, I don't. I do Benchwarmers Trivia podcast for most of my time.
All right, we're checked in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in. David Justice, what's on your mind?
What do you like to watch on TV, Mike?
Real sports.
Well, not right now.
No, not right now. No.
Because in 2003, I wasn't typically watching drama series. Like, what I was thinking was, at first my mind went to, was there anything that was on HBO around the time that would have been centered on a football team? But I couldn't think. The only show that came to mind was that ESPN show Playmakers. I know it was a drama show, but I don't really remember them being a fictional team called the Cougars at all.
Yeah, I kind of remember that show, and I don't think it's a fictional
Like,
team, but
Right. Like, I remember the show being on around that time, certainly, like, 2004-ish. I really can't think of any other shows. And he said December of 2003, right? So November, sorry.
that changes everything then.
Yeah, no, my whole train of thought done now.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to, drama. So I'm trying to think of different networks, right? So,
Mhm.
NBC. I mean, they had Friday Night Lights, but that was a few years later, and that's the Panthers. So I know it's not Friday Night Lights. 2003 is suddenly like a really long time ago.
I would just go with Playmakers then for lack of anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna check in with Playmakers.
Okay, David Justice is checked in with Playmakers. Big Poppy, hit me with your answer.
Oh, so it's funny. I know nothing about this show other than ESPN briefly attempted an original programming block, and they came out with like a movie about Dale Earnhardt's life, and they had a TV show called Playmakers. I don't know I know it was about a football team, and it was a fictional team, but I have no idea what it was. So and it was around that time, so we went with Playmakers.
Okay, both teams getting points here. The correct answer is Playmakers. It was a fictional team, and it actually was the highest rated show on the network at the time outside of any of the live football games, either college or pro. But the NFL pressured ESPN to cancel the show after one season because of the negative view of the players in the show, between drugs and hitting a spouse and stuff like that, all that happened in the show.
So, they were actually doing realistic storylines.
Correct. It was a great show. Highly recommend it. Not on Hulu, but I do highly recommend it.
As I say, they must really love ballers then. The NFL.
Right. Oh yeah, they have no control over that though. So
Yeah, Eric, if you've got the box set, send it over. We're both in New York. It'll get here pretty quick.
I do have it actually. Okay, on to question 5. This rapper / record producer had a contract with 2 different NBA teams in the late 1990s. The Charlotte Hornets during the 1998 preseason and the Toronto Raptors in the 1999 preseason. Unfortunately, he did not play for either team after the conclusions of each preseason.
We can check in, and thanks, Eric. Now I have to rewrite a question.
You're welcome.
Yep, that's it.
You got me back.
So we can talk about it then, right?
Yep.
Just-
David Justice is checked in.
Just to make sure, Josh, that is what's his kid's name?
I
remember?
don't know.
But his kid,
I don't know that.
his kid played for USC or plays for USC or whatever, and I think it is Master P, right? And his kid was awesome. I'm almost positive you're right.
It's the only one I can think of who actually was like
Yeah.
legitimate, like had
Yeah,
legitimate basketball skills. So
All right, we're gonna
we're gonna check in with Master P.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in with Master P. David Justice.
So Romeo Miller played for USC. He played with OJ Mayo at USC. And his father is Percy Miller, also known as Master P.
All right, both teams getting points here. The correct answer is Master P. Probably best known for his platinum single, Make Him Say,
It's got-
I know it.
Yeah.
All right.
I know it. I know it. He's most known for creating the No Limit Soldiers, man, and discovering Lil Wayne.
Yes, correct.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Benchwarmers TP. We also have a new Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. And if you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
So, heading into the third quarter, scoring update here. We have David Justice for America at 210 and Big Poppy 350. Now for the third quarter, David versus Goliath, the alma mater edition. This round will consist of 5 pairs of questions. One easier, the David question, one harder, Goliath. After hearing both questions, each team will pick one of the 2 questions to answer. Each David question is worth 20 points. Each Goliath question is worth 50 points. All right. All I need from you guys today, I'm going to give you a player. You're going to tell me what school they went to.
or in this case, 2 players, I would assume, right?
Well, I'll give you one player. You only got to give me the school for one of the players.
Well, yeah.
All right. Question 1, David Adam Morrison. And question 1, Goliath, Mike Allstott.
We'll check in for Goliath.
Okay, Big Poppy's checked in.
I don't know the Goliath.
All right, so we'll check in with David.
David Justice checked in with David. What's your answer for Adam Morrison?
He went to Gonzaga.
And Big Poppy checked in with Goliath. What's your answer?
I watched this guy truck my Gophers for 3 or 4 straight years. That would be the Purdue Boilermakers.
Both teams getting points. Big Poppy getting 50 points and David Justice getting 20. Question number 2. David is going to be Lonzo Ball. Goliath, Achilles Smith.
Yeah, we're going to go Goliath.
Checked in?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're checked in.
We're checked
All
in.
right. All right, Big Poppy's checked in for Goliath. David Justice. Talk it out.
I don't feel great on it anymore, Mike. I kind of, it jumped into my head, and then I was like, I don't. So in my head, popped in, was like, oh, he went to Cincinnati. And then I'm like, oh, wait, no, the Bengals drafted him. He didn't go to Cincinnati. And then I'm like, what a nice story it would be if he did, but they just pulled that crap sort of with Joe Burrow, like the local kid that they drafted. I don't think that happened. I don't remember that happening with Achilles Smith. I'm trying to remember that college season because I watched a lot of college football then. McNabb was at Syracuse. Cade McNown was at UCLA. Obviously, Tim Couch was at Kentucky. I'm trying to remember. They're all in that 99 draft. I'm trying to remember. Oh, you know what? I think it's Colorado, and I don't know why, but it just popped in my head. All right, we're gonna check in with Goliath and say Colorado.
All right, David Justice checked in for Goliath with Colorado and Big Poppy.
Yeah, only draft in NFL history where the top 3 picks were all quarterbacks, and Achilles Smith was one of them. And I think 5 of the top 8. It was Tim Couch, Achilles Smith, Donovan McNabb,
Cade
Dante
McNown.
Culpepper, and Cade McNown were the 5 quarterbacks taken in the first 8 picks. My first thought was Alcorn State, which is actually where Steve McNair went to college. That's who I was thinking of. And then Josh came in with Oregon State, and I was like, no, it's not Oregon State. But you're closer because it's Oregon because he was a Duck. We said Oregon.
All right, one team getting points here. The correct answer is Oregon.
Yeah,
Keely Smith actually played 23 games for the Ducks with only one good season and then, went to the Bengals and stole some money. Question 3. For David, we have Dwayne Wade. And for Goliath, Brian Westbrook.
We're going to check in with David.
David Justice is checked in with David.
So Josh and I were just chatting here. We know Marquette for Wade. That we know. The question is, can we come up with something for Westbrook? Played for the Eagles, and I know that somewhere near Philadelphia where he went to college, right? But I don't know. I don't know if that could be Pitt. I don't know if that could be Penn State. I don't know if that could be Rutgers. I don't know if that. I know he was from that area, but it would just be a guess. So we can take the guaranteed 20, or we can take a wag at some sort of East Coast school. Up to you.
I say we take the guarantee. Let's take the David points and just move on.
There you go. We're saying Marquette for D. Wade.
All right. Big Poppy's checked in with Dwayne Wade going to Marquette. And David Justice, what'd you have for your David answer?
So right off the jump, I thought Brian Westbrook went to Villanova. But then I remembered, I was like, I don't feel so great on it. The Achilles Smith really messed up my confidence here. So we locked in with Dwayne Wade for Marquette.
Dwayne Wade went to Marquette. Brian Westbrook did not play Division I football. He played Division II at Villanova. He holds the NCAA all-division record for career all-purpose yards. Question 4. There's another layup for you guys. David is going to be Anthony Davis. Goliath, Jackie Robinson.
Come on. We're going Goliath.
Big Poppy's checked in. David, Justice, let's hear your thoughts.
I think I know. I feel pretty confident that he went to school out west. I think it was UCLA or Cal or US, one of those schools.
I'm not sure at all, but we need to stay in this race. So
which one of those do you feel the best? I feel probably the strongest about UCLA of the 3, but
yeah, let's go for it.
All right, we're gonna check in with UCLA for Goliath.
David Justice checked in for UCLA, and Big Poppy.
Greatest Bruin of all time, baby. UCLA.
All right, both teams getting points here. The correct answer is UCLA. Jackie Robinson is the first athlete at the school to varsity letter in 4 sports: baseball, basketball, football, and track.
Yep.
Finally, question 5. David is going to be Tiger Woods, and Goliath, Austin Eckler.
Oh, man. I guess we're going to –
By the way, we're locking in with David.
Okay, Big Poppy's locked in with David.
Checked in.
They're also checked
in with David.
Yeah. I mean, I know Eckler, I think he went to a relatively small school, I believe. He obviously wasn't highly scouted or anything, coming out of college into the draft.
Right, yeah. I
don't want to necessarily say it was a 1AA, but I don't think it was I don't even know if it was a power conference school, honestly.
I'm honestly not too sure either. Oh, yeah. Man.
Do we want to just go? Do we want to just check in with David and say Stanford and just try to hope that they get everything wrong in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, let's just do Stanford.
All right, we'll check in with David Stanford.
David Justice is checked in with Stanford. And Big Poppy, what'd you guys check in with?
Stanford for Tiger Woods, and I don't even know who that other guy is, so
All right, both teams getting points here. Correct answer for Tiger Woods is Stanford. Austin Eckler went to the wonderful University of Western Colorado. All right, heading into the fourth quarter, we have David Justice of America holding on to a score of 320, and Big Poppy is up to 540. That brings us to the fourth quarter, our final quarter of the day, known as Put Your Fours Up. This round consists of 5 categorized questions that the teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total. Categories today: 500 Club, Back-to-Back, National Champs, NBA Achievements, and finally, Let's Go to the Store. It's now time for teams to place their wagers via Zoom chat. All right, the wagers are in. Let's kick this off. Question 1 in 500 Club. On September 28, 1951, Norm Van Brocklin set the single-game passing record. What former number 1 overall pick was the latest to join the 500 Club, throwing for 517 yards?
We're checking in on that one.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in.
Okay, Mike. So previous episode that by the time you listen to this, you will have already heard. Matt Stafford totally burned me as an answer. So I'm not inclined to say Matt Stafford, even though they lost so many games and he threw so many passes. And I feel like I sort of maybe remember him doing it and passing that threshold. I feel better about Andrew Luck because I feel like I remember him doing it in a game. Our three options are Stafford, Luck, and Jameis Winston.
I would have never thought of Winston until you brought it up. I just
they threw so much when he was there.
Yeah.
When you don't have any interceptions. Yeah. Like, I know that he had many games where he had 500 combined yards to his receivers and the other team's defensive backs. Like, if you added those up.
Oh, maybe even 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that was way more than 500 in a game. I feel really strong about Andrew Luck. I just feel like I remember him doing it, and I can't, like, in my head recollect Jameis doing it. He has so many other accolades, if you want to call them that, but I don't know if throwing for 500 in a game is one of them. I feel more confidently than Luck actually did it, but I can't dispel that Jameis also did it. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm in the same boat here.
Because the Colts really never ran the ball when Luck was there either, and that's part of the reason he's no longer playing is, he took so much strain on his body for throwing passes and getting hurt in the out of the pocket and stuff like that. They didn't run often either, so I mean he definitely had the means to do it and had the type of offense. I feel better about Luck. Yeah. I kind of wish if Jameis had done it was against the Falcons, so maybe you'd remember it. But
I mean, if it is, I don't remember it. And
yeah, that's the thing is I don't remember him doing it, and I almost feel like I definitely remember Andrew Luck having a game over 500.
I mean, yeah, we could just go with Luck.
Okay.
Let's just do it. Yeah, we'll check in with Luck.
All right, David. Justice is checked in with Andrew Luck and Big Poppy.
Well, I needed some help. Guys that have been drafted number 1 overall, but I do try and keep tabs on big moments, and I vaguely do recall. Josh has given me all the number 1 picks lately, and I was like, "Ooh, Jameis Winston had a lot of big games." I couldn't remember if he did 500 or not. And then he said Goff, and I was like, yeah, he's on the Rams. And I think I remember seeing a graphic because I think Van Brockman was on the Rams. And I think it was the two of them side by side. So we checked in with Jared Goff.
All right. Big Poppy is checked in with Jared Goff, and one team is getting points here. The correct answer is Jared Goff on September 29th, 2009, in a game against Jameis Winston. Goff went 45 of 68 for 517 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a loss to the Buccaneers.
How many yards did Winston have in that game? I think that's why that game was standing out in me.
He was under 400. He was only maybe.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, he was only maybe 340.
I thought maybe they were close to 1,000 between them or something.
He was at 340, and because I believe they were running the ball, and the Rams, I want to say, ran for 28 total yards that game. Actually, no, I got to hear it. He was at 385. On to question 2, category back-to-back. One finishing their career with 325 home runs, and the other finishing their career with 439 home runs. What teammates both hit their 300th home run back-to-back off Zach Miner in a game against the Detroit Tigers?
Yeah, we're gonna check in with that. We're gonna check in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in.
All right, Mike. So I just put that in the chat. Zach Miner. Pretty recent name, I believe. I remember him being semi-recent. My initial guess, and not just because Jeremy jumped all over it, but just because these guys both hit a lot of home runs and hit back-to-back for many, many years, is Frank Thomas and Paul Konerko. So that's my initial thought.
I know I'm not going to come up with this one, so
I'm trying to think of just, other teammates that could have had a shot at it. Obviously, guys on the Yankees, could have had a shot, but I know it's not Gary Sheffield because I know he has more than 439 career homers. So it couldn't be one of the guys. Wouldn't be him. So I'm trying to think of Yankees because I'm pretty sure Zach Miner is a pretty recent name in baseball. Recent being 25 years or so. Yeah, another one could be Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz, but no, it can't be because one of them wouldn't have been that far ahead of the other. 300 and 430 or 3 something and 4 something. They both have more than that, I believe. So I don't think it's them. But now I'm thinking it's not Thomas and Konerko either because I think Thomas hit more than 439 homers.
If this was your initial, if Frank Thomas and Konerko was your initial guess, I say let's just go for it before you talk yourself out of it.
It's not my game today. We're gonna check in with Frank Thomas and Paul Konerko.
How much?
75.
All righty. So you're right. Thomas has over 500 home runs.
I know.
So yeah, that's not right. And Thomas started his career way before Konerko, so there's no way they're getting a 300 at the same time. However, and isn't one of you guys a big White Sox fan?
Eric.
Oh, well, that explains why you asked the question. Because it was on the south side of Chicago. It was two guys on the White Sox, and it was Paulie Konerko. I'm going to be very upset if I'm wrong, but I'm very confident in Jermaine Dye and Paulie Konerko.
All right, so David Justice checked in with what again?
Thomas and Konerko.
Thomas and Konerko, and Big Poppy checked in with Konerko and Jermaine Dye. For how many points?
100.
One team getting points here. Correct answer is Jermaine Dye and Paul Konerko.
Mwah! Jermaine Dye.
Becoming the first teammates ever to reach that milestone in the same game. Question 3, national champs. In 2014, the Penn State women's volleyball team defeated BYU to win the national championship, giving their school their 7th women's volleyball national championship, passing what Pac-12 school? This school has since won 3 of the last 4 women's national championships in volleyball, passing Penn State, and now hold the record with a total of 9.
All right, we're checking.
All right,
David
now let's
Justice
talk.
is checked in.
All right. So I was just messaging with Josh, and I was saying Stanford wins. Like, they've won more championships than any other school in terms of, like, overall championships across all sports. And so they win a lot of things that are like, you know, rowing and I'm pretty positive that it would be Stanford. So if you're okay with that, Josh, that's what I would check.
Like I said, the initial thing that popped in my head was USC, but when you said Stanford, that seemed to actually ring a bell for me too. So
Yeah.
let's check in with Stanford. And we
All right.
wagered 100.
David Justice, what'd you wager, and what was your answer?
Well, we wagered 75 points. Stanford's a good guess. I felt strongly about – we both came up with 2 different schools. Well, a different school each, but then we both said Arizona. I feel like I had a friend back in the day go to school in Arizona specifically for volleyball, so I felt good about that. So we went with Arizona.
And Big Poppy, you guys checked in with Stanford, correct?
Yep.
That is correct.
All right, one team getting points here again. The correct answer is Stanford. There is, however, no parity in women's volleyball. Since 1981, the national championship has been crowned to only 10 different schools, Penn State being the only school east of the Mississippi to win the national
Didn't
championship.
Penn State have like a ridiculous winning streak? Didn't they?
Yeah.
Like they won like 3 or 4 in a row, and they won like a ridiculous number of matches in a row or something, I think.
Yeah, they were the only, like I said, only Eastern school really winning anything in volleyball. All right, question 4, NBA achievements. A quadruple double is a very rare feat to accomplish in the NBA. It has been accomplished 5 times by 4 different players. Nate Thurmond was the first to accomplish this in 1974. What player has 2 quadruple doubles on his resume, both coming in March of 1990?
I'm pretty sure it's the first one.
I agree.
You guys checked in?
Yep, we're checked in.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in. David Justice.
Remember, I believe the Admiral had 1, but that was in a few years after. So we can check in with Hakeem Olajuwon.
All right, David Justice checked in with Hakeem Olajuwon. Big Poppy, what'd you got?
Well, before you finish the question, I sent Hakeem Olajuwon to Josh, and then once you finished it, I said there's only one other possibility, and then I sent him David Robinson, who Scott just mentioned, but I think David Robinson has 1 and Hakeem Olajuwon has 2. And I think the other guy that has 1 is, I believe, Alvin Robertson, and Alvin Robertson has it with steals, whereas Olajuwon and David Robinson are all with blocks. We went with Hakeem Olajuwon as well.
All right, both teams getting points here. The correct answer is Hakeem Olajuwon, doing it in March 3rd of 1990 against the Warriors, and then again on March 29th against the Milwaukee Bucks.
He had to be player of the month that month, right?
You would think, right?
Eric, I once in rec basketball had a quadruple double, but it was points, assists, fouls, and turnovers.
There you go.
But it happened.
How many points did you guys wager on that one?
How do you get 10 fouls?
Because they don't have foul outs.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just a
fair
rec
enough.
league.
Fair enough.
But I kept track. They don't keep track, but I personally did.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's get how many points did Big Poppy wager on that?
100.
100, baby.
And how many points for David Justice?
75, baby.
Bringing us to question 5, the last question of the day. Category, let's go to the store. Sneakers, Gatorade, cereal, and even pickle juice. Professional athletes endorse a wide range of products. In the mid-90s, Jaromir Jagr had his very own brand of what edible product?
All right, we're checked in.
So, I mean, the obvious guess is cereal, because, like, every freaking athlete in the world has a cereal. You got Flutie Flakes, you got whatever.
Right.
I mean, that's just Rizzo's was a cereal for the Cubs, for Anthony Rizzo. I mean, he's a Czech player. So, I mean, some sort of like sausage or like pastry, but I don't know enough about Czech foods to know what to say. I mean, it could be anything. It could be like, I don't know what Pittsburgh is known for. Pittsburgh pierogis. I mean, but that's a Polish thing. But I don't know. Could he have his own brand of pierogi? I have no reason to not say cereal, and that's the most obvious choice.
Yeah, I
probably. It's probably not right, and I really
Right.
wanted to get 1,000 points, which means we're not going to do that because we're going to miss this question.
That's why I thought maybe something frozen since he plays hockey, but
Yeah,
ice
that's
cream
true.
sandwiches
No, that's true. Popsicles, ice cream sandwiches, yeah. So, all right, so I think we maybe go with the frozen thing, or we go with cereal. I mean, I don't know. We're just pulling something out of our butts here. It's not like the chances we get it are slim to none.
Yes, agreed.
I say cereal because it's the most common product for athletes to endorse.
I'm fine with
their
that.
own product of. And all right, we're gonna say cereal. We're gonna
I'm
check
fine
in.
with that, yeah.
All right, Big Poppy's checked in with cereal. David Justice for America. What did you have?
I want to look up and see if he had his own cereal.
So go ahead, Mike. Take it away.
Oh yeah. So I was just gonna. I had a little thought process going on. So the first thing I thought was the fact that he only said edible might not necessarily mean it was like a direct food or drink. Maybe like a condiment or like I don't know, even like salt or pepper or something like that. Like he's probably not endorsing salt. So so then
I wish that he had.
that would be amazing. Liven with Jagr. I don't know. So hockey's my weakest spot here, and I figured if Jagr, I asked if Jagr played in Canada. We figured he did. Either way, we thought.
I mean, he played hockey for 49 years, so at some point.
He did play in Canada, but he's best known for his time in Pittsburgh.
Yes, correct.
Either way, Canadians like some hockey. So my first thought right off the bat was maple syrup. I just thought it would be funny. It would be unique. And like, sorry, if you see Jagr syrup, are you not gonna buy it? Like,
I'm not gonna buy it, but
we didn't have anything better. So with our huge wager of 0, we just went maple syrup.
So no team's getting points. The correct answer is peanut butter. I did have this question written differently at first, but I figured it was too easy the way I had it written. So I did have a legume derivative. If that would have made it easier for anybody, probably would have
sure
gave it.
That would have made it. What I would have done, I would have said the reason he endorsed this product is because he had a groin injury.
Yes.
And claimed that he healed it by rubbing the product on the injury.
So that was actually said.
We still don't want maple syrup in that case.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not going to give it away, but it's kind of a fun way to maybe discuss what it could possibly be.
However, I'm not sure because when he did say that, it was actually during a promotional event for the peanut butter. So I don't know exactly how true that was because he was laughing the entire
who cares?
time.
But he said it.
Correct.
So,
So, yes, he did say he was suffering from an injury for a while. And why he would have rubbed peanut butter down there to begin with, I don't know. Some people could probably guess as to why he would have tried to do that. I don't know. But, yeah, he said he was back playing right away after lathering himself up with some I hope it wasn't crunchy peanut butter. I hope it was smooth.
But, I do want to go back. I want to go back to Josh. He's not buying my Jagr syrup. Is he buying the peanut butter?
Not that he's put on his groin.
Not the used peanut butter. That's brand new.
Is it crunchy or creamy?
No.
Definitely not crunchy.
I have something very disturbing that popped in my head when you were talking about salt, and I was like, "What? Like from washed out breezers or something?"
Ouch.
I'm sure there's some fans who would go that hardcore.
All right, Eric, just finish it out because this is a massacre.
All right.
You kept us under 1,000.
Eric kept you under 1,000. We did nothing.
The game has come to an end, and the final scores are David Justice for America with a solid 170. And Big Papi Soriano came home with 840 points, making them our clipboard captains of the game, and are going to receive the highly prestigious Koy Detmer Award. All right, anything you guys would like to say after accepting this? I want to say it's probably one of the best awards we have to give out. He's not as good as Ty Detmer, but Koy Detmer, he is our man.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Jeremy. This was like I maybe earned a few of these points, but not really, not too many of them. That you definitely were carrying me, and you must be strong because I'm not a small guy. So,
I enjoyed. I had a lot of fun. It was great. I'd love to come back and do it again with somebody who writes a few more baseball questions. But don't give me. Yeah. Do an all baseball episode, maybe. I don't know. No, I had a lot of fun. If you want to. Check out what I do, Brain Bash Trivia Live on Facebook. In this COVID craziness, I've been streaming trivia games online. I've still got to announce my June schedule. I lost my internet for the last week, so I just got back online. And anyway, it was fun. And you know what? Let your voice be heard. Get out and vote in November. Make a difference, people.
All right, Michael, anything to say before we end this here?
Yeah, I would like to thank Scott for the 100 and whatever points we got.
That's pretty. It's pretty pitiful, man. This is my worst episode so far. It's bad.
Oh, it's my worst out of one. So
hey, it's my worst too. So
Listen, you know what? Just for being a good sport, I'm gonna create an award right here. You're gonna get the Nathan Peterman participation ribbon. All right.
Oh no,
so
thank you.
That is for you guys to take home.
You can't even probably be proud of the Nathan Peterman Award.
You definitely can't.
I do appreciate it. It was a good time. I mean, I would love to come back. I don't.
Thank you. I take that to heart.
You ran into a buzzsaw named Jeremy, so not much you could do about that.
Yeah, it's not you, it's me.
Thank you for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, and until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at BenchwarmersTP.